Summer is just around the corner. It's time to make mango shake. Let's begin. So the ingredients you'll need is 2 mangoes. These mangoes are Filipino mangoes. You can use whatever mangoes that you have available, but just make sure that it's ripe. And then you're going to cut the cheeks of the mango. Then take a spoon and you're going to remove the fruit of the mango. Don't take the skin, and then add it to the blender. Then add 1 1/2 cup of ice, half a cup of water, 1/4 cup of evaporated milk, and 1/4 cup of sugar. Then blend it for about 3 minutes, or until everything is mixed in. Then pour your mango shake into a cup. What's your favorite kind of smoothie or shake that you like to drink during the summer? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching! How to make pumpkin ice cream. I know you're thinking pumpkin during the summer. The ingredients you will need is 8 ounces of heavy whipping cream, 14 ounces of sweetened condensed milk, 3/4 cups of pure pumpkin puree. So let's take a moment and talk about pumpkin puree and the great benefits of it and how versatile it is. First of all, you can replace half of the butter or margarine in any of your baking recipes with a pumpkin. Number 2, you can improve the nutrition of your cake or brownies by replacing the oils with, of course, a can of Libby's pumpkin. And if you guys don't have eggs, you can replace about 1/4 cup of Libby's pumpkin, cut the calories, cholesterol, and fat. Now that's only 3 ways pumpkin puree is so versatile. So I want to know in the comments how you use pumpkin puree besides the traditional way. So to continue on with the recipe, you will need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin spice, and this is optional, 1 cup of cookie dough, and 1 tablespoon of instant espresso powder. So in a large bowl or your stand mixer, add the heavy whipping cream and beat until stiff peaks form. Now I made the mistake of walking away and I overwhipped it, but don't worry, this recipe is foolproof. Just grab your condensed milk and gradually add it to the heavy whipping cream and just mix until it's well combined. So then now you can just turn off your mixer and then just add the pumpkin puree, vanilla extract, pumpkin spice, and mix until it's combined. If you want to leave the ice cream plain pumpkin, go for it, but I'm going to add some additional flavors. For the first flavor, I'm going to make cookie dough pumpkin ice cream. So I've made the cookie dough already, and the link for the recipe will be in the description box. So just add it right after you mix in all the main flavors, then pop it in the freezer and leave it in the freezer for at least 5 hours or best overnight. The next flavor will be coffee pumpkin ice cream, so just add the espresso powder right after adding the main ingredients for the ice cream and then pop it in the freezer. And guys, that's it. This is such a super duper easy recipe, and it's homemade, which of course always tastes better. Today I'm going to share with you how to make chocolate shake 3 different ways. So let's begin. The first shake I'm going to share with you is how to make a double chocolate fudge shake. So the base ingredient is milk and chocolate ice cream. After that, we're just going to add the rest of the ingredients that are needed. So for this recipe, we're just going to add the chocolate ice cream, the milk, and the chocolate fudge. And then you're going to blend it up and then pour it into your jar. And that's it. Next, we're going to make a chocolate cheesecake shake. So with your base, add the milk and the chocolate ice cream, and then add some cream cheese. You're going to blend it up and pour it into your jar. And so I topped off the shake with some cheesecake that I had saved from a previous recipe. And yes, it definitely tastes like a cheesecake. And the last shake I'm sharing with you is the cookie dough shake, and all you have to do is put your base in the blender, which is chocolate ice cream and milk, and then your cookie dough. If you don't have a recipe for cookie dough, I do have mine, and I will link that in the description box. And then you're just going to blend it up, pour it into your jar or cup, and then top it off with some cookie dough. Now the cookie dough stuck to the bottom because it was heavy, so it was really nice to have those chunks in there when you shrink it up. Don't you love these recipes? These are just so easy. Especially if you are in a time crunch, you can make this in under 5 minutes. So what would the third ingredient you would put in these shakes? Let me know in the comments. Hi guys, it's Lainey and welcome back to my channel. I miss you all and I'm so happy to share this recipe. It is 3 ways to make ice cream with 3 ingredients only. Let's get started. In a mixing bowl, you're going to add 2 cups of heavy whipping cream and you're going to mix it until it forms stiff peaks. Next, you're going to add condensed milk. Now, I don't like my ice cream too sweet just because later I'm going to add some cookies which are already sweet. So I added about 1/4 cup of condensed milk and then I folded it in. Now, if you want your ice cream to be super duper sweet, go ahead and add at least half of the can of condensed milk. So I want to make 3 flavors of ice cream. If you only want to make 2, just separate into 2 batches. I wanted 3, so here I am separating into 3 batches. So the first batch of ice cream is going to be blueberry Oreo ice cream. So I just crushed it with my hands because I love the big chunks when I bite into ice cream. So then you're going to fold the cookies in and then you're going to set this aside. And of course, you just have to have the regular Oreo ice cream. So I just broke it apart and did the same thing and folded the ice cream or folded the cookies in. And for the last flavor of ice cream, I used Tim Tams and did the same thing. Just crushed the cookies with my hand and then folded it in. So then I placed the ice cream into a container. You can use Tupperware or any kind of container that can close or that has a lid. And then I just popped it in the freezer for about 2 hours. That's all it needs. And oh my goodness, you guys, these ice creams are so addicting. I love them and they're just so good. You know why? Because they're homemade. Homemade is always better. So you're going to need 1 cup of ice, half a cup of pineapple chunks, 1 whole mango, half a cup of water, and half a cup of evaporated milk. If you don't have evaporated milk, feel free to use soy milk, almond milk, rice milk, or even cow's milk. Then add 1/8 cup of brown sugar, or whatever choice of sugar that you would like. Then go ahead and blend everything for about 3 to 4 minutes. Then pour your pineapple mango smoothie into a cup. Yummy in my tummy. So in a large bowl, add 1 cup of milk, 1 small box of banana cream pudding, and you're going to mix it with a handheld mixer until it is custard-like. Set this bowl aside, and in another bowl, you're going to add the cream cheese, 3/4 cups of sweetened condensed milk, and you're going to mix it until it is well combined. Now, if you have just taken out the cream cheese from the refrigerator, you're going to mix it until there's no lumps found in the batter. Next, add the whipped topping, and you're going to fold it in. Then take the cream cheese mixture and you're going to add it to the pudding mixture, and you're going to mix until everything is well combined. So after I was done mixing, I just placed this in the freezer while I made the crust. So all you need is a 9-inch pan, and then you're going to add these cookies on the bottom layer. Next, add the bananas. Now I use 2 bananas to make these. Then you're going to add the mixture that you placed in the freezer and make sure to spread it out evenly. And that's it, guys. This is such an easy recipe to make, and with the extra cookies that you may have, you can just decorate the banana pie as you please. Now, like I said earlier, it has been really hot here, and this was very refreshing on these hot summer days, even when I had my AC blasting. So in a mixing bowl, you're going to add 4 cups of heavy whipping cream, half a cup of powdered sugar, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and you're going to mix it until stiff peaks form. Now this took me about 3 minutes to get everything whipped up. Then you're going to need some sliced strawberries, some graham crackers, a 9 by 13 inch pan, and what you're going to do is you're going to add the heavy whipping cream mixture into the pan, and you're not going to add a lot, you're just going to have enough to cover the bottom layer, just enough so that the graham crackers, which is the next layer, will not move around. Make sure you completely cover the heavy whipping cream mixture, and then the next layer will be another layer of the heavy whipping cream mixture, and you want to spread that out. Now you can make as many layers as you want, but you need to end with the whipping cream and then the strawberries on top. So this is the second layer of strawberries that I made, and then I covered it again with some graham crackers, making sure to cover every part of it. And then I added the final layer of the heavy whipping cream mixture, and then I decorated it with strawberries. So before I served it, I popped it in the refrigerator for about an hour to allow it to chill. And this is such a huge hit at any party just because it's so refreshing and it just reminds you of eating strawberries, cake, and ice cream. So first of all, grab your Oreo pre-made pie and you're going to place bananas on the bottom layer. I decided to make 2 layers because I really love bananas, but it's up to you. And then you're going to set this aside. Next, in a large bowl, you're going to add the milk and the instant jello pudding, and you're going to mix it until it thickens. So once it thickens, you're going to add the whipped topping, and you're going to mix that in, then add the chopped strawberries. So once you're done mixing, you're going to add the batter into the pie, and you're going to freeze it for at least 2 to 3 hours, or best overnight. And once it's frozen, you're going to add the whipped topping onto the top, or you can just decorate it however you please. And guys, this was amazing, especially on those hot days. Everybody that I shared this with loved it and asked for the recipe. First, you're going to melt some candy melt. If you don't have it available, you can use chocolate chips. Then you're going to grab a cup or a mason jar and dip it in the chocolate. Don't forget to tap out the chocolate and then let it sit for about 2 minutes to harden. If you put the candy immediately on the chocolate, it will fall off because the chocolate is too wet, and I had to learn that the hard way. So to decorate, I just grabbed some M&Ms and some Snickers, which I made into small chunks, and I just put it on just like so, or you can do it this way, which is, I think, the easiest way. First, dip the chocolate, let it sit for about 2 minutes, and then I put the mason jar on the plate, kind of push the M&M to the chocolate, and then I placed it in the freezer while I made the shape. So this part is super duper easy. All you have to do in a blender is just add the ice cream, add about 1 tablespoon of candy and 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. Then add the milk and blend for about 10 seconds. You don't want to liquefy it completely, just enough for it to be mixed well. So guys, it's been really hot here in Southern California. Like today is 106 degrees and this drink hit the spot. I love the added texture in the drink from the M&Ms and then the peanut butter. Now I love peanut butter. If you don't love peanut butter, just omit it. But it was just right. In a large bowl, add the butter and the peanut butter. I use crunchy peanut butter, but if you don't want to use crunchy peanut butter, you can just use the regular one. Then you're going to pop it in the microwave for about 45 seconds, and you're going to stir it until it is smooth. Also, to stay up to date with all of my latest recipes, hit the subscribe button. Next, add the graham cracker crumbs and sugar, and you're going to mix it until it is well combined. And don't forget guys, you can get the complete recipe at my blog, simplybakings.com. So next, grab your silicone baking cups. I got mine from Kitchen Buddies. They were kind enough to send me some. So next, you're going to add some of the peanut butter into those silicone cups. If you only want a double layer, add about 2 tablespoons of it. If not, you're going to just add about 1 tablespoon and then place it in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. Then in a microwavable safe bowl, you're going to add the chocolate chips and the milk, and you're going to melt it in 15-second intervals until you get this consistency of chocolate. So after about 15 minutes, the peanut butter hardened and I was able to add the second layer of chocolate. Once you're done adding it, you're going to place it back in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes and then remove it and add the rest of the peanut butter. If you don't want to have 3 layers, you can just add all of the chocolate, but I felt like having 3 layers, and the peanut butter will be sitting outside, so you need to melt it again for about 15-20 seconds and then add it back in, or it will look bumpy like what happened to mine. So once the peanut butter cups are finished, you can take it out and you can eat it immediately. Thanks for staying till the end. I really hope you guys enjoy these types of videos, and if you do, let me know in the comments by writing more videos like these. Thanks for watching. Bye guys!